back here at my uncle's property. It's real close to, well, part of this is his property, not all of it. Part of it is state owned because it's down in the flood zone. But we are currently near Bolivar, Ohio, doing a little wheeling. I've got some trails back in here. Don't look like much, but it's an old sand pit. They shut down, I want to say in the early 80s. If I remember correctly, it was called Oster Sand and Gravel, but they moved to another location a couple miles down the road. They've been there for a long time. But there's still equipment back in here. Well, not back in here, but on the main road on the way coming in past my uncle's house and all his farmland. There's a bunch of big, like, classifiers, I believe they would be for the gravel. Or something like that. Usually this floods down in here, like part of the winter and most of the spring. This was all flooded, completely underwater. That's why it's so green back here. The weeds are so tall. We'll avoid the big mud hole for right now. Just go with this little flexiness. This one here looks like a four-wheeler trail, which gets worn out like a four-wheeler trail, but mostly I started it 2 or 3 years ago. And then I haven't really been back here a lot lately because of it being flooded down in here. It's, you know, afraid to get this thing stuck because the ground gets soft as heck. Trails need worn in a little bit. They ain't been used down here. You can see up here they have been. This is all opened up down in here. A couple hill climbs back here. You know, handful of them. Not a lot of major trails. You got about a mile from one end to the other, but there's hill climbs and little trails off to the side that kind of loop around and stuff. So you can spend an hour or two back there, maybe 3, just messing around. As long as you ain't ripping around, rip around, you can rip through this whole place in probably 20 minutes. See the deer. this is all off camber through here. Probably doesn't look like it much on the video, but it's a nice little place to come to since it's local. You know, you don't have to worry about getting in trouble out here. I gotta keep wiping the window off because it keeps steaming up. Up here on the right, I don't know if you can see it, that tree right here, that's my stepdad's tree stand that's there. He passed away a few years back, 2016. But tree stand's still here. Nobody's messed with it, surprisingly. And the flood hasn't taken it away or destroyed it. Oh wow, there's some deer up here. I don't know if you'll be able to see those. There's like 4 deer running back there. Probably not. Tell somebody else of my little ridge trail. Not only is this old sand pit down in here, but this runs along the Sandy Creek River just before the Bolivar Dam, and it's old canal. Like, I'm on top of the ridge where they would walk the donkeys or the horses to pull the canal boats. This would run from Sandyville to Bolivar 150 or 120 years ago, something like that. Can't remember. There's also the Green Peace Treaty. It's just like to my left and over the river. We're not far from the Green Peace Treaty area. There's a line or something. I think it's called the Green Peace Treaty area. It's just before Bolivar, off of Route 77. It's a historical site. If you're on the river, floating down the river in a kayak or canoe, you can see like a couple markers. And you get out, and then there's a trail that takes you to where they had the peace treaty. It's real close to Fort Lawrence. The only fort that was built in Ohio during the Civil War, Fort Lawrence, which is right by where I live. The Erie Canal actually goes through my backyard. Well, part of it. It was like a little offshoot. I'm honestly surprised there's nobody back here right now, but the rain probably scared them off because it started raining. It's pretty nice back here right now. Pretty peaceful, especially after a rain. There's a lot of dirt bike hills back here. Like, this is a dirt bike hill right here. Doesn't look that big, but it's a nice hill. Nice little hill climb. Come back here and test on. It's a lot steeper than it looks in the video, which it ain't super steep or nothing. You can see my mud ruts to my left. And my buddy come back here the one day. Blake and his Jeep. He's got a Cherokee, a couple Cherokees actually. And I was in this. I'm going off to the side, which this is a trail too. It's just not worn in anymore. There's big mud ruts to our left. Like the other day when I come through here, I went through it. It's like a really deep mud, but it's solid, so you kind of skate on it. So you don't really go real fast. You just sit there and spin and move slow. back up on the ridge. The river is basically right in front of us. There's a crossing that the farmers had made probably 150 years ago or more that crosses the river. You can see how they piled the rocks up at an angle and it goes across the river. We're going to cross it this summer, or well, it's summer now, but hopefully if it dries up enough this year. I don't know, it's been pretty darn wet here in Ohio. Old 3.8 liter V6, man. Everybody dogs on them for being a minivan motor, but I'll tell you what. I've got, let me see here, 217,000 miles on this minivan motor. Stock 2008 Rubicon motor and transmission. I changed the torque converter, put a new torque converter in it. It had top end work done, like the heads and head gaskets, or not head gaskets, but they probably did head gaskets because they had to do head work, but they did head work and redid the valves on it and stuff, and had them ported and polished, so it does actually run a little bit better than most 3.8s out there, but it's not a beast or nothing. It sounds good. It's got a nice deep throaty sound to it. I've got a straight through exhaust with I think it's American Iron. I can't remember no, it's Red Rock. It's Red Rock. American Iron are my ball joint deletes. Red Rock is the exhaust. But exhaust does good. It's high clearance. Don't have that big muffler in the back. It has a muffler underneath the chassis or underneath the body, and it sits lower or higher than the frame does, so it can't hit the exhaust on anything. Got hydraulic bump stops in the front, the 3-inch rough country bump stops. They work amazing. Highly recommend them. Core off-road 4x4 or Core 4x4 off-road control arms in the front. I was going to get the rear, but I had a little issue with the guy, but his products are really good. The guy, unfortunately, isn't the greatest to deal with, but I still say, you know, his products are good. Maybe he's a little better than he was then. He was a little younger then. Now he's a little bit older. You know how people mature a little bit. I've got Adams drive shafts. I need to upgrade to some chromoly shafts in the back. I got 538 gears in it. I put my lockers on switches so I can just independently lock and unlock at any time. I don't have to worry about being in 4 low. I could be in 2 low, 2 high if I wanted to, which I do a lot of times. Just lock the rear end when we get into the trails and just drive until I need 4-wheel drive. And it works perfect. Yeah, if anybody sees these videos and you guys are close to the Canton or Bolivar area, within an hour or two, you know, if you guys ever want to go out, do a little Jeep trail. I've got quite a few trails around here. I've got a few in Coshocton that you can run. There's a lot of actual old unmaintained roads down in Coshocton that you can run. It's real fun down there. A lot of back gravel roads too. You can just drive to go down there and just have a nice little weekend of driving around on the back gravel roads. See like maybe 2 houses. Oh wow. It must have been windy back here because there is a big tree that fell over here. Let's see if I can get you guys to see it. Right there. Big tree right there. That wasn't there last weekend when I was out here. used to run this ridge all the way down, but when it was flooded, and in between the time it flooded and we could actually come back down here, the grass and weeds and everything grew up so high. There's big logs down in there, and it drops off to swamp on this side, and it's a pretty steep drop because this is the old like raised levee for the canal. The canal was actually down in here, so we're driving down into the canal now. So the canal boats basically ride right in here, all the way down through here. You guys are more than welcome to come out anytime. Just shoot me a message on YouTube, and we can go out. Also, same name on Facebook as my YouTube. I just come out here for a little quick creep through the trails, and I'm going back home. I was at home, and started raining, and I was like, you know what, it ain't really raining too hard. Let's go out and hit the trails while it's nice and wet out there. Not that I like mud, but it keeps the dust down. It's pretty darn dusty back here, except for the past week. It kind of calmed down a little bit, but I hadn't been out here during the weekdays, so a lot of people ride dirt bikes and four-wheelers out here, and that makes it get really dusty down in that canal area, especially in the canal, because it's just dirt. For the longest time, grass didn't even grow down in there. It's really just been getting green the past like 2 or 3 years. Before that, this place down here was really just kind of muddy and swampy all the time. See if we can do our little, I've got a little hill over here that kind of comes up on the back side of the sand pit. We're still down in the canal area. It's one of my trails there. Left here. Yep, this is it. Don't look like a trail. It looks like we're just kind of going through the grass. It just ain't worn back down yet. Used to be worn down back in the day. It was really nice. I gotta plug you guys in. You're running a little low on the batteries. I don't know if I'll be able to do this because the grass being wet, it really makes it slick on this hill. It's not a big hill, it's only about 10 or 12 feet tall, but it's just straight up and down. It's kind of trailblazing. This is the trail, it's just overgrown. And then here's the hill. Oh yeah, we made it. Spun a little bit, but we made it. We made it. Oh yeah. Main trail goes that way to our right, just about 15 foot, but I can't hit it because it goes at an angle and there's a tree there. The top will hit the tree. So I go this way instead. I made this way 3-4 years ago, before I had my, about 4 years ago. When I first got the Jeep, before I had my 38-inch tires on here, and now I'm on 40s. But went from 35s to 38s to 40s. And guess what? I didn't lift it anymore. Still got the 3.5-inch lift on it, and 40s clear. It did a little bit of rubbing, but I trimmed a lot. I ain't afraid to trim my stuff. Window fogged up again. I'll go up here, go up the little hill climb, and then we'll head back towards the house. We still got to go out of here though. Still got about a half mile to get out. Still haven't put my lockers on at all, even though it's been wet out, and there's a lot of like real flexy spots like right now. My back tire rope right there. It's so flexy. Hear that noise, that was the tire. Four-wheeler started using my trail to the right, so I made a new trail to the left. And it's a little bit steeper. It's nothing major. It's not like it's a big hill. It's only about 5 foot tall. But it's like you gotta turn and go up it. Down here doing some fireworks on the 4th of July. Didn't realize that there were that many boxes of fireworks down here. And there's a whole bunch of clay pigeons that are broken. I usually find one or two that are not broken out here. Crazy seeing all these trees in here. When I started riding my 2001 400 EX back here, none of this was like this. Like you could go up and over everything. None of these trees were here. That's crazy. Coming down here and mud racing. Like racing around, there's a big old thing of mud to our left. They're all just ripping around it. It don't look that bad on phone or camera, but it's not deep. Like like I ain't worried about going through it. I don't like getting fucking covered in mud. This is a steep hill climb right here, guys. I just walked up it. And now back to the house. Take the trails out. Looks like somebody's been going down them and clearing them out a little bit. This is all way overgrown. Like these branches right here that you see in front of us was like way over, like just hanging down on the Jeep and stuff. And it's been raining out and it's not touching me barely. So somebody come back here and did some trimming. Oh, I see some dead trees right here, dead leaves right there. So somebody definitely did some trimming. They didn't trim through here though. Like, screw that area. Here's some of that old equipment that I was talking about. An old sand pit right here. That's like old classifier. It was standing up at one time. I think somebody come out and tried to torch it. There's another one right here. Won't be able to see it until we get to it. It's behind these trees. The other one was just like this. It was standing up, just like that one. Drive one more time down by the river and back because tires are completely covered in mud right now and I need to get them off before I hit the street because I don't have flares on here. I have flare deletes and all it's going to do is coat my Jeep in mud. Looks like somebody's come out here since I've been out here. This is the way I come in, and now there's like little tiny truck marks over mine. Sure enough. I can see why they drove down over top of my marks. It's crazy that we come back here and then there's my marks where they didn't drive over them. You can clearly see those are my marks. 40-inch tire, heck yeah. They were driving over here where I'm driving currently. Crazy how steamy my window keeps getting. It's not bad out or nothing. It's 72 degrees out. It's just wet out. I just sound like a little 22. That didn't sound like much. At least he's smart though, and he went down there to fucking target practice rather than up here and shooting at another road that's a mile away. Most people will come up here and they'll shoot straight out the direction that I'm facing right now, which you've seen a couple times in the video as we come up to this area. With all the trash and all the clay pigeons, and there's a refrigerator and a grill, bullets, bottles, and fucking everything else. I hate people that dump trash back here. I hate people that dump trash at all. I mean, heck, you could scrap metal. And you can scrap metal. You can burn the cardboard and paper. I mean, have a fire. Back here shooting still. A little 22 though, it's quiet. This is technically a hunting area, public hunting area, but in Ohio it is illegal to target practice in a hunting area, any public hunting areas, unless it's designated as a target site, which there's not very many of them in Ohio that are public and target shooting. Or target ranges, shooting ranges, whatever you want to call them. There's not many in Ohio that are public and owned by the state. However, this is owned by the state and it's public, and people come back here and shoot all the time, and they just don't mess with you. This ain't like Stark County. This is just south of Stark County. Like the border is back behind us, like right by the river, like where I looked down that hill where all the trash was. The border is probably a couple hundred feet down that from the border of Stark County and Tuscarawas County. And well, turns out it wasn't a truck, it was a car. You don't see a lot of people come back here in cars, even to target practice. There's a few. It's not like it's rough to get back here. It's all smooth. It's sand. It's flat. Hard pack. There's a lot of deer out tonight. Out of 4-wheel drive now. I ain't even hooked my swipe bar or nothing. Didn't put a locker on or anything. Climbed every hill that, well, not every hill, but all the steep ones out there. We just kind of went right up them. There's bigger ones out there, and a lot more hills, ones that are off camber and stuff. But when it's slick like this, you'll slide sideways. And there's a couple trees down there that you'll hit. You can come down them when it's wet like this, but you can't go up it. Just the fact that your tires will spin is what makes you slide. If you go down it and you just hold your brakes and you go slow, you won't slide. I want to put a turbo on this. I watched one of them engine shows. These guys took a car, I can't remember what it was. It had a V6 in it, and they turbocharged only one side. Like they ran the turbocharger off of one exhaust bank instead of, you know, both banks off both heads. They ran it off of, say, the passenger head only, and it actually made quite a bit of power, and it seemed to be reliable. Like the power was reliable. It wasn't fading off. It was constantly there. It was pretty cool. So I thought about doing that. Doesn't restrict your exhaust enough. V6. It's not built, so it doesn't really restrict the exhaust on the one side more than the other. There's a lot of rabbits out tonight. That was like the 300th rabbit that just ran in front of me right there. As we were driving down the main trail on the way in, there was a ton of rabbits. If you have a Jeep of any kind, I highly recommend a pedal commander of some sort. So I used to have to push my throttle pretty darn hard to get it to go. Now I have all the throttle, it's all there, but I don't have to hit it as hard. It's a lot easier.